Alright guys, props and power. Props and power. I've got two different props I'm going to test on the XK A280 P-51 Mustang today. The first prop is going to be, the largest prop that I'm going to test it with is the GemFan 8x38 two-blade slow fly prop. And then the second prop I'm going to test on it is an APC 7x5 thin electric two-blade prop. With the stock prop, I ran it up on the load meter, and at 50% throttle it's pulling 2 amps. At full throttle it's pulling 6.8 amps. The GemFan 8x38 slow fly two-blade prop at 50% throttle is pulling 2.5 amps, and at full throttle it's pulling 9.1. And then the APC 7x5 thin electric two-blade prop at 50% throttle pulls 2.3 amps, and at full throttle 7.9. So the only one I have a question about is that 8x38 prop pulling 9.1 amps at full throttle. I don't know what the max amp capacity is of the stock ESC. It is not marked. I sent XK an email asking for this information a couple of days ago. So far, I have not heard back from them yet. So we'll see if they actually respond, because that was their customer support email address that I sent the question to. I'm hoping, you know, with the stock prop pulling 6.8 amps at full throttle, I wouldn't think that it would be a 7 amp ESC, because that's, you know, you're almost there. At full throttle, you're almost there at the max amps of a 7 amp ESC, plus whatever its burst mode is for 3 or 4 seconds. But I would certainly think that with that stock prop pulling 6.8 amps, that they'd put a 10 amp ESC in it. At least I hope that's what it is. I'm hoping I don't burn up the ESC during these test flights today. But since I had to remove the spinner to attach these other props, I'm going to be flying it without the spinner on it. Once I decide what prop I want to use going forward, if the test on these turn out well, then I will adapt the spinner to fit that prop. But I can't do that until I know what prop I'm going to be using on it. I may end up going back to the stock prop. Who knows? So the spinner does weigh about 3 grams, and that's the nose of the aircraft, so it's way out there. So I ended up taking 2 dimes, which weigh 4.5 grams, and I hot glued those to the bottom side of that plastic cowling on the front. That was as far forward as I could get it to try and make up for the weight that I'm losing by removing the spinner off of it. And with the stock battery pushed all the way forward, doing that, I was able to get it balanced right where I had it balanced before. Okay, so also this is going to be the very first time that I have flown it with a TX16S. I've got it programmed in. I know everything is programmed correctly, but this will be the first flights that I've had with the TX16S transmitter. So if that works out well, once I get it all tuned out on the TX16S, I will publish another setup file on our Facebook page with a downloadable PDF for my setup on the TX16S, my dual rate, my expo, all that, my linkage connections, all that stuff. Okay, so let's hope we don't burn up the ESC. I'll meet you out there. We're going to start with the largest prop, the GemFan 8x38 two-blade slow fly prop. I figure if I'm going to burn up the ESC, I might as well do it right away, right? All right, I'll see you out there.
Now I launched that at 60% throttle. Oh, and I'm flying it with a TX16S this morning. Okay, so put it into 3D mode and see what we have. Stay out of the sun. Okay, so let's come through here. Let's come through here and see what kind of power we've got with it. Maybe a little bit more than the stock prop. This may not. This is the biggest prop that I'm going to test on it. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's get it, let's come back through here and get it coming in from the side over here so we can better see the loop. Alright, we'll come in through here and do it. Alright, full throttle. Yeah. That's not bad. I'm going to be testing 2 or 3 different props on this plane just to see, you know, which one I like better. I think I'm going to have to pull a little bit of the Expo out of the ailerons. I put the Expo in at 50% just to be on the safe side, but it feels like it's a bit too much aileron. Does look like it's pulling it through the air faster. The rolls definitely look faster than they were. And I need a little expo out of the elevator too. It's a little mushy on the elevator too. So before I put it back in the air again, I will decrease my expo. I've got my timer set for 4 minutes just to be on the safe side. Yeah, it definitely has more power than the stock prop. I'll try a split S maneuver with it again here. Full throttle, climb, roll. Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely got a better vertical with this prop than it had with the stock prop. But it pulls more amps too, you know. Alright, I'm starting to get my haptic now. Alright, I don't really have much wind out here right now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put it into 6G mode and bring it in. Check the battery just to see. This is a fairly old 2S LiPo. Alright, so let me pull this battery out and put it on the meter and see how much juice we have left in the battery with that big prop on it. But that was definitely... Oh, I still got plenty. Look at that. 3.8. I still got plenty. I had that timer set for 4 minutes. And it looks like I had, as soon as I got my haptic, I came around to land. So it looks like I got about 7 seconds left on the timer. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be able to, even with that prop, I think I'm going to be able to set it up for a 5-minute flight. So, ooh, and I took right off. Alright, let's come through here. 1 circuit, and then we'll put it into 3D. We're in 3D now. You know, 1 circuit, and then see what kind of loop we can make with this prop. Okay, are we ready? Oh, I hope I got that on camera. That was close to me. Ooh, I don't know, guys. Let's see. Oh, I think that is doing better than that two-blade 8x38 prop. We may be getting close to that Goldilocks zone. Let's see what kind of speed and roll we've got with it. Okay. Alright, now let's come through here. Come back out and see if we can do a split S maneuver with it. See what kind of vertical it has with a split S maneuver. Okay, throttling up. Oh, yeah, I think I like this prop better than the 8x38. APC 7x5 thin electric prop. It's pretty speedy with that prop. Pulls vertical pretty well with that prop. No complaint. Check it out, guys. And this pulls fewer amps than that GemFan 8x38 two-blade prop. So it's going to be more efficient too. That is nice. I got one more prop that I want to test, but I'm going to have to order it. I don't have one on hand that I would like to test in this. And some future planes too, I'm sure. But definitely speedier with that prop too. That is too cool, man. And we'll have to we'll check our voltages again when we come back, but and I'm pushing it a little bit harder on this prop than I did on the 8x38 because well, this one works pretty well. Check that out. And I tried to balance it before I put it in the air, you know, with just a little bit of painter's tape to take some of the vibration out of it, but I have not had this on my prop balancer yet so that I can get it. I will do that when I get back to the hangar and get it rotating even more smoothly than it is. That is awesome, guys. That is awesome. Not bad, huh? Not bad for a little micro P-51D. Not bad at all. Okay. Put it back into 6G stabilization mode. See if we can bring it in and set it down. Maybe one more circuit. Yeah, one more circuit. A little wider move out here. And then we will see what kind of that was a pretty cool flight, I would say. That demonstrated some really good power then. Okay, so and I think I pushed this harder than I did the 8x38. What do you think? Oh, I take it. I've got the stock battery in there now. I didn't realize I had the stock battery. It's a pretty decent battery. All right, so let's see. And I had my timer set for 4.5 minutes, and I don't know how far over I went. Let me see here. It's hard to see that text. It looks like just under 5 minutes. Had it set for 4.5 minutes. I went 20 seconds over, so I'm just 3 seconds shy of 5-minute flight. 3.8. 3.8. That was a 5-minute flight, pushing it pretty hard, guys. So I think that you're going to get close to 7 minutes of flight with that prop. This one is proving to be more efficient than I thought it was going to be too. But yeah, so that is definitely a prop to consider for this plane. This APC 7x5 thin electric prop.
I was surprised. I was surprised by both props at how efficient it was in the air. It was a lot more efficient in the air than it was when I was holding it in a static position, running it up, you know, full throttle and 50% throttle with a fully charged LiPo. Looking at the amp draw that I was getting on the load meter, I did not expect those props to be as efficient in the air to get as much flight time as it looks like I'm going to get from it. Now with the GemFan 8x38 slow fly prop, it definitely pulled it faster through the air, which made the rolls a little bit faster. It definitely had more pull vertically, and it definitely allowed you to do much wider loops and much better split S maneuvers. It wasn't as high performance as I thought it was going to be, but you know, it's only an 1806 motor and it's a 2000 kV, so it doesn't have a whole lot of torque, right? Which is probably why they, you know, that 4-blade prop they've got on there has very little pitch on it. So, but it did look like I was going to get a good 5.5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes of flight time out of that big 838 slow fly prop. So I was happy. I was happy with the amount of flight time I was going to get from it. I was hoping for a little more performance. But that APC, it's actually not an APC prop. It's an APC style prop, but it's just a generic prop. There's no brand even stenciled on the prop. It just says 7x5E for electric, and it's a thin electric. And but the performance I got from that APC style 7x5 thin electric prop, that one surprised me. I knew it was going to be better than the stock prop, but I didn't think it was going to be better than the 8x38 prop. And so I got kind of fooled with both those props on the amount of power each one had, and the amount of flight time that I'm going to get from it. Now, I really thought that the 8x38 prop was going to outperform the 7x5, but I knew looking at the amp draw on the 7x5, the 7x5 is going to be more efficient than the 8x38. It is more efficient. But I was surprised at how efficient the 8x38 prop was. And I was really surprised at the performance of the 7.5 over the 7x5 over the 8x38. And it just comes down to torque on the motor. That's really what it comes down to. I assumed that it would have a little bit more torque from that motor than what it actually has. So, but that 7x5 prop is going to be my go-to prop now. I am going to go ahead and modify the spinner to fit over that prop. And I'm going to put one more prop on order that I would like to test that plane with. But it's probably going to take a while to get here. So if I decide that I like that prop even better than this APC style 7x5 prop, I'll just purchase another spinner and adapt it to that prop. But I want to get that spinner back on there so that I can take my nose weight off, and so it actually, you know, deflects the wind into the prop better than just having that blunt nose on it. So it should fly even faster through the air once I get that spinner back on it, and it should be a little more efficient, you know, because there'll be less drag. And I think it will make the prop more efficient as well. And I hadn't even balanced that prop until I got out there. I just did it by feel. So I've got to take that prop off, put it on my prop balancer, get it nice and smooth the next time I take it out, and it will be even better. Now, what I didn't get filmed, I had 3 battery packs left, and those were the GMB 450 milliamp hour 2S LiPos, but they're 80C. They weigh about 1.5 grams less than the stock battery. So these are about 27.5 grams, and the stock battery is about 30 grams. But I can tell you that I flew with 3 of those after I stopped filming, and I got even better performance from those 80C LiPos. So I have got links to those in the show notes too. And I am going to be ordering more of those because if XK, and I hope they do this, if XK comes out with more of these sub 250 gram brushless warbirds, I want one. and I want more battery packs to take out there with me. And the best performance that I have gotten so far has been out of those 2S 450 milliamp hour ADC LiPos. They're GMBs. That's what I have links to in the show notes. I think there's a 4-pack of them. Pretty reasonable price. So I'm going to be picking up one of those 4-packs. That'll give me 7 of those. So that's awesome, guys. I was really happy with the performance of that APC style 7x5 prop. Was that awesome or was that awesome? I mean, that's got a heck of a good vertical on it now and wide loops. And the rolls are even faster because it's pulling it faster through the air. So I'm totally happy with the performance of this plane. I will be testing it with one more prop just to see which one of those is better. The one I want to test it with now or the APC style 7x5 prop. There's a link to a 5-pack of actual APC 7x5 thin electric props in there. And it comes with 2 full packs of spacers. You're going to want extra spacers to be able to mount that prop on that motor. Okay, I had to use 2 6mm diameter spacers with that 7x5 prop. Most of the time, or a lot of the times that I purchase APC props directly from APC, you got to pay extra. You got to buy the spacer pack separate. It usually only comes with 1 or 2 spacers, different sizes. So the 5-pack comes with 2 full packs of spacers. You're going to want those 2 to adapt them to the plane. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.